If you're a coach, consultant, or you run a B2B business, I'm going to be showing you in a few minutes how to pick a funnel for your business so that you can start generating leads and making sales the right and the most efficient way. Because ultimately, you do not want to pick the wrong type of funnel. It's simply going to result in you blitzing through cash and just wasting a lot of time, which is not what you want being a serious business person. So my goal is to help you skip that process in this video. And if you're new to the channel, welcome in. My name is Brilliance, and we've built and released funnels for over 40 different coaches, consultants, B2B businesses like Jordan Welch, Daniel Fazio, Mr. 48, and we've helped them drive well over $5 million collectively across these funnels using these same strategies that I'm about to give you right now in this video. So without further ado, let's dive right in. On the first look here, what we have here is info, coaching, and consultant. And what you need to think about here is Meta and YouTube first, simply because that's where a lot of the audience live. And a lot of people aren't necessarily searching for, yes, people are searching for, how to make money and stuff on Google. But again, the majority of the audience is like, scrolling on Meta, they're watching videos on YouTube. So really what you want to consider is an opt-in funnel, which is simply going to be an opt-in where you send them to a page where you can collect their data, which is email, phone number, name. And by the way, this applies to both organic and cold traffic. The nuance there is that organic traffic is more willing to consume information, on a VSL page, but short form cold traffic isn't willing to consume, a lot of information on a VSL page. So you need to be cognizant of that and build your VSL page accordingly. So basically, after they fill out the opt-in, you're going to redirect them to the short form VSL page, and after that, redirect them to an application. And actually, you don't even redirect them to an application; you just embed that directly under the VSL. And after that, after they fill out the application, if they're qualified, you send them to book a call. You also have a VSL call funnel, and this is basically just stripping this of the opt-in. You send them to direct VSL, short form VSL, send them to an application, and send them to a call. Okay. For a webinar funnel, you have a short webinar page. This works, across both cold traffic and warm traffic. So you have a webinar sign-up page. They come on the webinar. After the webinar, you redirect them to, booking a call so that you guys can close them. Usually, like, close rates after webinars are really high. Okay, especially for people who book in a call. And after that, you can either do, direct call or direct checkout. So that's what you could do there. You can also have a challenge funnel. You can have a 3 to 5 day challenge. And after that, you redirect them to a call or also checkout. And usually for a challenge funnel, you don't want to wait to the end to pitch your product. You want to do it at kind of the midpoint of the challenge. Let's say if your challenge is 30 days, you want to start pitching at day 2, maybe towards the end of the webinar, and then you want to be more aggressive towards the end of the webinar. Okay, and that's why I've seen 3 to 5 day challenges crush for some of our clients that we've been involved with. So it's very important to keep that in mind. And again, the nuance that I'm talking about here is simply having, if you're running organic traffic, have a longer form page. If you're running cold traffic, have a shorter form VSL page, simply because cold traffic does not know you, they don't like you, they don't trust you, but organic traffic does. And for that reason, cold traffic isn't going to consume as much information as organic traffic because they do not care about you. Again, if you're testing and then, short form funnel doesn't really work best for you, or maybe it's not converting as well as it should, then you could potentially test, a medium length page that's going to potentially help you, let's say, build more trust with these people before they actually book a call. So it really depends on, the result that you're getting with the short form funnel before you decide, okay, do I want to switch or not? Again, for Google here, which is going to be very high intent. If someone is searching, let's say finance coaching and stuff like that, you want to use a direct to application funnel because the intent is there. That's the big difference between Meta, YouTube, and Google, which you probably already know, is that, people who are searching on Google are, very high intent. So you want to use a direct to application. Short form page, you don't need the VSL. You send them to an application, and then after the application, they book in the call. Okay, very simple. For professional services like, tax, accounting, and legal, what you want to use is Google, because these are Google first services. So you want to use a direct to application funnel. Fuck, I can't say direct. A direct to application funnel, which is going to be a short form page without a VSL. Again, you could have VSL post the application or post the booking or whatever. You can have a VSL after that, but usually, because these are very high intent services, you don't want to have a drop off. So you want to collect information as quick as possible, and then engage them using a call or kind of a direct call to the lead who has just filled in the form. That's what you want to do. Okay. Very simple. You can also run Meta and YouTube to this. So you can run a VSL call funnel, a short form VSL, an application to a call, or you can run a webinar funnel. Webinar funnels work incredibly well for these niches right here, right? And the reason I think it works is because, it's kind of underutilized in the industry. Yes, there's, people like, Carsten Dennis, who's like really popular in the space and doing a lot of big things. But the point is, like, it's still heavily underutilized in these industries simply because they're more traditional services. It's not like info coaching where everyone is basically a marketer and they're really good at marketing. These people, it's very different. So the market is less sophisticated in that way because they're not used to that kind of stuff. Yes, they attend webinars, but again, if you can craft it and put it together in a way where it makes a lot of sense for the audience, yeah, you're definitely going to crush it with a call funnel and a webinar funnel as well. Now, the next one here is going to be technical services, which are fire alarm design, security systems, HVAC installations. You want to use Google because it's very high intent. If someone is searching, hey, how can I get a fire alarm design, or how can I get security systems installed, or how can I get a HVAC installed, you want to use a direct to application funnel. Simply what it is. Like, think about it. When someone is searching logically, all you need to do is present an application and be like, hey, we're going to help you do this, and they're going to contact you, okay, or they're going to fill out your form at least. So you want a short form page with clear authority and your value proposition. You need an application after that, and then you also send them to a call to book in a call with you. And also, something I think a lot of people miss is, scaling the unscalable. If someone signs up to your webinar, or someone signs up, or someone, books in a call, or someone submits a simple application on your page, you should be dialing them immediately as fast as you can within 10-15 minutes. And that's going to drastically increase the amount of people you can book calls with, and also reduce your cost per call as well, if you're running, cold traffic. So Meta here, you could run, retargeting campaign, which is going to be, medium to low intent. And basically what you want to run is a VSL call funnel to educate and build credibility with these people. Because again, these services are Google first services, right? So a lot of the people who are going to be on Meta are really, what you want to do is retarget the people who have already visited the pages on Google, right? Through Google, you cannot run, through Meta, you cannot run a retargeting campaign that's going to redirect them to an application form. And then after that, you send them to a follow-up call, which is going to be where they're booking a call, and you get to dial them immediately, or you get your setters to dial them immediately. Okay, so that's how we want to think about that. Then for this, which is traditional services like construction, landscaping, home improvement, where does someone go first? They go on Google first because it's very, very high intent. Okay, and then after they click on pages on Google, they can now get retargeted with other stuff like, let's say, your before and after renovations and stuff like that. But first off, you want to start with Google because it's a very high intent kind of search and need. So you want to use a direct to call funnel. So simple landing page with a phone number displayed there, and then you call them immediately. That's what you want to do. You can also have direct to application funnel, showcase your work, ask them to submit an application, and also request a quote, and then after that you can also call them immediately. Now for Meta, it's literally the same thing as we have here. You want to retarget the people who have gone through this Google stage, who have clicked through these pages and probably even submitted applications with you, or not submitted applications with you, but rather people who have viewed the pages. Okay, so you want to have an application funnel. So show them, before and after results. If you're running like, construction, renovations, kitchen, bathroom renovations, you want to show before and after results. Give them a quick application form, and then follow up with them after they fill out the application. So again, what you want to keep in mind is you want to scale the unscalable. You don't want to say, oh, I'm going to rely on my reminder sequences or my whatever sequences that you set up. You need to scale the unscalable. You need to understand that the people who win are the people who try to scale the unscalable. Everyone is talking about, having all these automations set up. But literally, like, even when we're hosting webinars, what we're actually going to implement moving forward is calling every single lead before the call, before the webinar, I should say. Because that's going to, and also calling them in a way that is based upon value. That's not selfish questions. You're going to ask them stuff like, hey, what can I give to you, or what information can I send you to make this webinar a success for you? What would you like me to add to, specific slides? And I learned this from my friend Evan. So credit to Evan. So you want to ask them, questions that are non-selfish. You don't want to ask them, hey, when are you showing up to the call? Ask them, hey, what information can I provide you before we hop on a call, before we come to the webinar, to help you prepare for the call. That's how you get someone to actually be that's how you give them incentive to show up to the call. Okay, so that's it for this video. If you need a funnel for your business, you want someone to build out this stuff for you so you can focus on scaling your business, coaching, consultant, B2B business, whatever the case might be. We're going to build everything for you, done for you, the VSLs, the emails, the landing pages, the CRMs, everything. So just click the link in the description if this makes sense for you, and like and subscribe to the video if you liked this one. I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you enjoyed. Take it. Bye-bye.